as you can see, it is Sunday. The week started on Wednesday, um, and it's just I don't know how I'm ever gonna get any of this edited because of just not having any of the time or anything like this. But you can just see I picked and picked and picked and picked, and so this was a 1 day only first year they've ever held it flea market. So this is what I ended up buying. I spent $15 on this stack of Wii games. I'm pretty sure Marble Mania is worth $15 alone, and then that gives me 3 Marios and Wii Music and Star Wars. Pretty much nothing burgers, but I think that was well. Three movies, a buck each. Disney movies and All Dogs Go to Heaven. So I think those are classics. Always looking to add those to my collection. Paid $1 for Lucas. Paid 50 cents for Waluigi. Another 50-cent Waluigi. A $10, no games, but tested it and worked. Boxed DS Lite. So $10 I think is a pretty good price, considering it had the cord with it. And I paid $1 for these 3 in total. The Sonic, there we go, and the 2 Knuckles, kids' toys. So there we go. As you can see, this was marked 60. It is a 6-switch. It is made in Taiwan, unfortunately. And all the games in one was boxed, and a whole thing full of manuals in here. So all for $30, which I think is a decent deal. So there we go. I'm gonna try to record these as I sort through them here. So this was part of the $7 lot that included a PlayStation 2 and all these games. And so Sonic the Hedgehog, X-Men, none of these have manuals in them. NHL 94 is pretty good though. I think that's maybe an $8 game. I don't know, something like that. And I'll sort through and see if there's any boxes I'm missing. But what's pretty cool is I did get a reg card for Williams, in NHL or EA Sports 96 lineup. This is a pretty cool insert I don't think I've ever seen before for the ASCII pad. These cards, which are really cool if I can get it right, because they're the EA Sports cards, and you just don't see these very often. So I love the trading cards. I think that's cool. The 4-player adapter and another reg card. So all these little pieces I always like to add because you're always missing a ton of those things. Even when they have manuals, it seems like those are missing. So, all right, I'm going to cut away and we'll just keep doing this as I clean through and sort out every lot. Just listed these. Whoop, I'm dropping it already. So I added 2 more starter jackets to the collection here. This one's currently listed at $75. It's gorgeous. That's the satin. Of course, you can see the 49ers here from last week. Still sitting out there, but it's a beautiful item. And the wonderful vintage Jacobs Field, where's the logo? Right there. Indians windbreaker pullover. So both look like they will sell pretty well. They paid $3 for the Browns and $2 for the Indians. So I'm thinking those will pay off. A better look at the Sonic toys. So there's Ugandan Knuckles right there, showing us the way, and a little Sonic guy there. These say Sega 1993 on them, so pretty cool. There you go. The library had a book sale, so I took the opportunity to pick up a couple kids' books, but had video game tie-ins. There's a Spyro I never knew existed, and a whole bunch of Pokemon Black and White comics. So I don't know. I think they're interesting. They're not really in any order, but I figure they'll always be worth the 50 cents I just paid for them. So there you go. Another find. So at the library sale, besides the books for 50 cents each, they had movies for $1 each. So Queer as Folk, 2nd season, 3rd season, 4th season, final season. 4 seasons of One Tree Hill. And Cinderella by Disney and the Birth of a Nation. A very controversial movie, extremely racist, but just like Little Black Sambo, racist things sell, I guess, and I certainly don't condone the message or the idea of the movie, but I guess you're not gonna end racism by pretending this thing wasn't created, so. Quarter each. These were $5 each. There you go. Vintage 1976. Well, I have to take a break to get some stuff down to the local video game store, but here are some other pickups. A 50-cent graphic novel comic book from Marvel, mainly based towards younger girls and science, so I thought that was pretty cool. Hopefully going to be worth the 50 cents I paid for it. The Simpsons Clue for $1. Again, just hoping that's a good buy and a good fit for a nerd store, a video game store. I paid $0.25 a piece for the Weird Al, the James Bond. Oh, and is this? Okay. So I guess on the one side it's the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and on the other side it's Peter and the Wolf. Either way, it was Disney, so $0.25 I think was a good buy. I had to pay up. I paid $2 a piece for Ghostbusters and the National Lampoon's Vacation, but the cover art on each, I hope you agree, is awesome, and so I'm hoping those are going to pay off. I haven't looked them up or done any of this stuff. We'll do it at the video game store, so there you go, some more of the pickups. We'll run this over, we'll do this, and then we'll come back. The vintage cup holder, $10. $2 Game Boy Color. Dollar Games. Didn't have it. And this was free, some kind of Best Buy exclusive. A little Funko. A little Alf. Vintage Toledo Zoo Panda mug. Vintage Tonka. And 2 of these Build Your Own Adventure books. All for 50 cents. $4 Disney movies. So back with some eclectic stuff here. So Disney Infinity got a book series. Skylanders got a one-shot comic book. Oh, I got this thrown in for free with some other stuff I bought. A vintage Monopoly set, which is pretty cool. And the coolest thing I got all weekend, apparently Sega Sports made shoes for kids. There you go, 1997. Oh, there you go. So I need to find these shoes now to go with it. So this lady last year said she had video games and called me back, and I bought out all her games. But she called me back again and said, I've got more games and come get them. And I had forgotten, and luckily I came back the next day and they were still there. So I paid $17 for all these games and $20 for a Wii with a bunch of stuff. Mainly the Ace Combat 4 and the Godzilla. This still works. Already tested this one out. I ordered 150 sticks at 13.5 cents a piece yesterday, so I'll soon have enough to do 75 controllers, which I know I'm at probably at least a dozen that need fixed right now, so there's that. All these manuals. Are the various movies and Blu-rays that I bought. $2 for that Shrek one. I'm kind of wondering what that Cute Honey is all about.
Tiffany perfume bottles, 3 of them, total is 60 cents. So listed right now for 22.
Right, so picking back up here, these were $2 a piece and are in really good shape. So that's a deal. Those will probably be keepers because I have more GameCubes than I have controllers. Probably because they're so expensive. I want to sell those, and I might cave in and sell one of them for the profit and keep the extra for myself. Broken MacBook Pro, but it already sold for $55, so a pretty good $5 investment. $30 Nintendo lot. This was somebody cleaning out a house in a kind of an indigent area. So I'm not really sure what the story was, but it kind of looked like the people were getting thrown out. So they were motivated to sell for $30. RF cable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. NES controllers, a Super Nintendo controller, Rat Attack, which is like a $30 game, but right now there's none available even at $40 on eBay. Mario Brothers 3, I always keep in the collection. Yoshi, always a good title to have. That should be $6 or $8. And Pinball, solid Black Label game, so did pretty well with that. So still tons and tons of stuff to get to, but a little more preview here. All right, here we are for what will probably be a heck of a long video. I got to get to the game store and get these junk games sort of out of the way as much as I can, because I still have a room full of stuff. So imagine that I pretty much paid anything from a quarter to 50 cents to $1 a game. I'll do my best to call out things that I know I paid a little more for, that I think are decent games or what have you. So I'm pretty sure Namco Remix is a couple $1 game. I think that's a better game on the Wii than most. I'm always a sucker for these Need for Speeds and this kind of stuff. Always looking out for variants, so I tend to pick up, well, any game for $1, but any of those. Hitman, decent game. Here we go. Here's a sleeper that I picked up for $1. This is like a $20 game. It's the last Madden on the 360, so it still holds up. So find Madden 17s and pick them up. MLB 2K13 used to have some value. Again, I haven't looked at that in a minute. Same with Forza Horizon. So those used to be better games. Those were cherry picked out of a lot that a guy wanted a whole bunch of money for some sports games for. These were part of those games that I picked up in the morning. $15 for all of them, including the $15 game I'm keeping. These I'm bringing just to get buffed. There's actually 2 Marios in there, so that way I can sell them as part of a Wii lot. That's the one that I picked up that unfortunately isn't actually a game. This was part of the $30 bucket. There's the Yoshi, there's the Pinball. So those are those. These came from my buddy Howard that were like super cheap. Basically paid $1 each for those. I paid $1 for that one as well from a different pickup. Cooking Mama is probably pure junk. $1 for the Dragon Age 2. You know, it's an RPG, so hopefully worth the $1. I think Pac-Man has some value, so we'll check on that. I think that'll do well for me. Same with Ace Combat 6. I believe this is like a $10 game. I could be wrong. But again, I try to pick up the better games. Same with Fight Night Champion. I remember that was expensive when I was trying to complete the set. It took me a long time to track down a good copy. Need for Speeds I always pick up because I like Need for Speeds. Slapshot, I think, was a $6 or $8 game when I got the $1 or $2 copy from GameStop, so that's why I picked another one up. Apparently I got 2 copies of that. Who knew? Yeah, Animal Crossing for $1. It's common, but all day. Valkyria Chronicles, great game, so always an easy pickup. Yep, RPGs, always a buy. That says $4. Maybe I paid $2 for this? I know I didn't pay any $4, but I don't remember what the story was on that. GTA 4. I don't remember how much I paid, but should be worth a couple bucks. Hot Wheels World Best Driver, another uncommon game for the 360. $2 I paid for the Wii Party, but I think that's like a $15 game if memory served. Ended up picking up 2 copies of this. I know the 360 version's worth a mint, but I don't believe that one is. Part of the $15 games buy, so hopefully I can get a couple bucks out of that. Again, might get this buffed, might sell it, I don't know. I can always throw it with a Wii lot. I'm not too concerned. Already had the greatest hits version. Still need the regular version. I did pay $4 just to buy it. I think that was $1. I don't even know, but it must have been part of a lot. Oh, I think maybe that was part of the $7 PS2 deal, I want to say. And finally, Red Dead Redemption. So, again, always an easy buy for Red Dead, because it's always in demand. Here are all the cartridge games I got out of the various Atari lots. Start off with these. I think Sarbinator's like a $20 game, so I think that was a pretty good pickup. Flashback, again, I think a $10 game, pretty good. And F-Zero, pretty sure that's a $10 game. So I think I did really well on those alone. Let's see. I'm just going to start flashing these and chucking them, but E.T. usually hits for a couple bucks. Trick Shot, text labels, uncommon. Circus Atari is probably my top 3 favorite Atari games, but no real value. Maze Craze, couple of asteroids here. Nothing too exciting. I know I'm trying to speed up because they're crap. Casino, junk, video pinball, junk. I have about 5 different variants of that. Oh, it sucks it's got the name across it, because I think that's about a $10 game if it's not trashed. Pitfall, always a classic, so usually moves pretty well. As featured on AVGN, so I think the video game nerd might give a premium to that. I'm not sure. Slot Racers, pretty much junk. Centipede usually moves. Same with Frogger. Not great in terms of Value Town, but you know, easy to move. Pac-Man, perhaps the worst game on the 2600. Bloody Human Freeway with the alt art. So there's 2 arts on that if you really like to collect variants for the 2600, and you know I do, but I have all that crap already. Combat, the most common game on the planet. Outlaw picture label might not be too bad. You just don't see it very often. Haunted House, common. Mini Golf, common. Gosh, there's still stacks and stacks. Donkey Kong usually moves and is in demand. I think Snoopy's like an $18 game, I'm pretty sure. Decathlon, decent game. Super Breakout, good game, but not worth anything. Let's see. Powering through. Miss Pac-Man might be worth a couple bucks. 3D Tic-Tac-Toe, great cover art, but stupid game. Crackpots, again, I think a couple bucks. Any of these Activision games tend to sell a little better because they're actually decent playable games. The older ones are really great, like Ghostbusters and things like that, but River Raid, all-time favorite game. Yar's Revenge, great game. Not worth all that much. Again, another classic. Crystal Castles. Venture, pure junk, and super common. I think I've seen that game about 1,000 times in my life. Here we go. Last of them. Backgammon. Oh, man, my favorite. Oink. Oh, God, that game is a classic. Get yourself a copy of Oink and play it. It's bizarre. Mario Bros. Always usually like a $10 bill. Moon Patrol, a couple bucks. And just regular Breakout. So there you go. That should be enough to hold us over. I don't even want to know how long this video is running at this point. But I will still power through and try to get you more footage of what was a heck of a week of picking. So here we go. I'm out to the game store to get these sold off. Yep, YouTube, I'm still here with the longest video yet to date. Picked up a bunch more beer handles. This has been the summer of beer handles. I picked up these 4 for $5. I picked up the thermometer for $3, and then all the rest of these were $3 a piece. And there's some really cool ones in there. So, yeah, I don't even know. I forget. I think there were like 13 in there or something like this. But I'm gonna have to dig through all this. At $3 a piece, I think I did really well. At $1.50 or whatever, I know I did well on these. You can see they were $5 asking price, and I talked them down. I just have so much Breweriana. I need to get a lot together. I need to get this probably on the marketplace and get this moving. So, oh man, I almost hate to let them go, but I got to figure something out with these. And so hopefully I'll let you know maybe by the time this video goes live, if it ever goes live. I'm so far behind on posting things. What the deal is with these or how I did on them. But either way, what is that, 14, 17, and one of these. So there you go. Quick miscellaneous stuff. Extra wire for an Apple cord. Little WWF attitude on the Super Nintendo or the 64. I got a $360 guitar, basically a $1 PS3 guitar with the dongle, and I think I paid $2 for the Wii guitar. So just wanted to get some of that on camera. Nothing major, but we'll try to get those to the local game store as soon as possible. Hey J Bob, so what's some of the stuff that you kept? And so here is the first sort of array of things that I'm going to keep. I didn't have Tony Hawk Underground Platinum Hits. I didn't have Madden 13 at all. This is the Platinum Hits variant I didn't have. This is the base version variant I didn't have. Legitimately just didn't have that game. I have the Game of the Year. Didn't have that version. Didn't have the bestseller, so a nice 360 rare variant. Exhibition Volume 5, didn't have that. This one's really cool. It's a reserve your copy 360 variant that was art probably at a GameStop, so I didn't have that. Wii game I didn't have, and 2 movies that I skipped over that definitely need to get into my movie lot. I sold, what was it, $39 worth of movies today. So I picked them up for $0.25 to $1 a piece and sold them all for $3 a piece. So really good profits there. So I'm going to catalog these into the collection. That'll probably be it for the night. How much more work is left? Just tons of it. Tons and tons and tons of it. But we'll just have to keep fighting tomorrow. It was a long weekend, and it's going to take days and days to get all this listed, sold, processed, etc. I have several deals lined up for tomorrow, and I'll definitely be spending my lunch at the post office. So back we go again. Right, I decided to power through, get through one more stack here. So Ice Age 2 The Meltdown I bought for $2. Thought I didn't own it. Turns out I owned it. So going back to the double pile. Hudson Soft, pretty rare Wii game, so glad to have that. $2 for the GameCube game. I think I paid $3 for the pair of these or something like that. I had this disc only. This I didn't have. Kind of overpaid, but what can you do? Greatest Hits variant, 50 cents. Twilight didn't have it, so I paid 50 cents. Dollar Xbox One games. These are all going to suck in the future and not retain any value because they require internet. So what are you going to do? So got all those categorized, put in there. So not a bad little haul. Good games to add at low prices, but nothing too stellar outside of the Marble game. All right, let's see what we got here. I should mention too, not pictured, I picked up some filing cabinets. I paid $10 for a large one and 2 small ones. I got a lot of hits on them today. I think I'll sell those tonight for $50, it sounds like. So I have a few interested people. Hopefully one of them follows through. So that wasn't pictured. The little fish from Mario was $1. Mario himself for $1. So those are kind of easy buys. I paid another $2 for a Xbox One controller. Tested it. That works. A Zumba belt that probably, or EA Active belt that probably came with a Wii Fit somewhere. Those are pointless, but there you go. I got the Wii Tower. Oh yeah, I think I either spent 50 cents or $1 on him. Kind of an impulse purchase, but you just don't see them all that often, so what are you going to do? These were all out of a free bin. I think the dongle's in here somewhere. So a Predator controller. Mad Catz, just super wrecked sticks. I don't know if those can be repaired or not. Another Mad Catz wireless. No battery door on that one though. Extra PS2 wires. You can never have too many PS2 wires. 360 headset that came with the Elite system. Not bad. Looks like a really nice 360 controller, although it's missing a back, which is another thing I should probably order a bunch of. The dongles for the wireless controllers, so those are cool. The complete Wii setup here, but obviously missing the... there we go. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Missing the back plate on the controller, which, kind of a bummer, but what are you going to do? Yet another nunchuck. There's the power cord, so that whole Wii system was $20.
You know, 2 of those. You can never go wrong with those. I can usually get a couple bucks out of it. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It looked like 360 due to the shape of this, but I don't know what that end is, so I have no idea what that is. There's our sensor bar. Oh, there's our dongle that I was looking for in the previous video. A Jack's Plug and Play, the Darth Vader. Looks like this is actually about $10 on eBay, so incredible to me. I won't ship it, but I already have one, so I really don't need it. Let's get that out of here. Oh, this was also in there. Oh, I guess that's the Mad Catz. Okay. That's the other, so I guess I have all the dongles. I forget what I paid for this. Oh no, this is in a free bin. Little Nintendo Star, Mario Star out of a free bin. And this was the $7 PS2 lot with all the Sega Genesis games and the really crappy PS2 sports games and that. All came from that lot. But the good news is I ended up with, you know, one of the cables for it at another garage sale for free. So that's cool. I don't know if I have extra power cords for PS2s. I know extra controllers are tough to come by, so I don't think I have any of those, especially working ones. So, well, there we go. That was another bag of pickups. All right, here we go. Back with some more games. These are games that didn't go down to the game store, and, well, some of them will end up in the collection, but most of them are just going to end up in a double pile or trade pile or try to find some way to get rid of them. So just a really cool big box software. So for 75 cents, I picked it up. This one's way cooler for 75 cents. Jungle Book. Haven't looked into it much, but anything big box PC, nice, shiny, high quality gold foil, that gets J-Bob's attention. The Wii Play came in a Wii. Of course, people always leave games in there. Minecraft will head over to GameStop. Halos, I super hoard. You know that. Fallout 4, I think the game store already had, so that's that. I'm kind of hoarding these anything after 10, so 11, 12, and 13 of the NCAA footballs, just for fun because they're common and not worth a whole lot of money right now. Battlefront is just junk. Again, you need the online persistence. Call of Duties, I'll look at these. Sometimes GameStop will give you a few bucks. Wii Music, I don't think anybody has ever sold a copy of that, ever. Same with Lego Star Wars. There's a billion of these. They don't have any value. Wii Sports Resort might go to GameStop. Sometimes they pay $5, $8, and then I trade them in. Otherwise, I just put them with Wii lots. This used to have some value, and I thought I had just heard, and I'll have to look deeper into it, that this game will no longer work because the servers are going down, and it needs to be online persistent. I don't know. Just Dance, very common. Disneyland, I paid $0.25 for. Zumba had this bonus disc, and it's in there, so this might be a variant, so that's probably going to go into the collection. I just need to look into it. These all came with the $7 PS2 lot that also had the Genesis games in there, and another Tetris Worlds, which does have 2 cover arts, so for as many as there are, you know, people could collect 2 of them. And so there you go, nothing really great there, and again, I paid 50 cents for that. Because I've been told if you keep all these workout games until the beginning of the year, when New Year's rolls around, people buy lots of this junk because they think they're going to get fit in the new year to do resolutions. So there you go. Another stack of games down. Still plenty of stuff to sort through. I think we can finally round this out here real quick. We got 2 Halo toys, 50 cents for these. There's the box that came with the Mario Kart that I already sold. 2 drums for the Nerf, so that was a really good deal. 3 more controllers. That one's okay. That one's alright. And this one definitely needs new sticks. So hopefully I'll get those over to GameStop soon. $10 for an untested Xbox with the controller, so hopefully that plays out. Paid $10 for this record player. Hopefully that works. A vintage Crossfire for $3. I don't know what's in the box yet, but we'll take a look. I picked up a loose PlayStation for $2, so that's that. An Xbox 360 I paid $10 for with the cords and everything, so hopefully that plays out. There is the steering wheel for the Xbox that I got. There's the 6-switcher that I paid $30 for. I think I covered that already. Just some nautical charts that I'm hoping have some value or interest. You can just see some of the manuals.
Also picked up a Pawn clone as part of that deal. So there's the Pawn clone. And then the final thing, oh man, I forgot. I bought more Barbies, so my buddy will have to come pick these up. But there you go. Man, geez, there's always more stuff to sell, isn't there? So now I just got to finish getting it all cleaned up and getting it out of my house, and a whole lot of listing for these books on eBay. But that wraps up the biggest weekend I'll have of the year of garage sailing.